Hello everyone, the 316 here with another Mcfarlane Toys Gold Label review. This time I got Orion and Wildcat, both Target exclusives, both retail for $22.99. I was able to get mine via order pickup not too long ago. But if you are looking for both of these figures, I'll go ahead and show off the barcodes first. There is Wildcat up top. There's Orion on the bottom here. My Target doesn't put out the store exclusives on shelves all that often, so anytime I get a chance to get them from order pickup, I do. Not much to see in the box here. This kind of looks weird. They took the figure but like put a comic book filter over it. It's very strange. Orion is actually just a still from the comic, but anyway, that's figures in the box. Let's open them up. And here they are out of the packaging. Kind of disappointed with the accessories for Wildcat, or rather lack thereof, but let's go ahead and see what both figures come with. Both figures come with their respective trading cards, which is the same photo as the back of the box. This one is just a cartoonified, filtered render of the Wildcat figure, and this one is a representation of Orion. It is not the same as this figure. This figure uses a different helmet sculpt than the one with this one. This one kind of has like wings on the side, as you can see. This one's just like some weird looking lines. On the back here you can see the card read up there: Orion, Wildcat, JSA, New Gods, Ted Grant, New Genesis base. But there you go. Pretty standard stuff. And well, that's pretty much it for Wildcat's accessories, but he does have a figure stand, and so does Orion. But Orion actually comes with his hover chair thingy, and there's a couple of cool things I like about this. First of all, there is a foot port in there, so that you can line up the foot port and put it in there. So, while I do appreciate that, I am concerned, or rather contemplating, why he didn't come with a flight stand. I just want to point out, he does not come with a flight stand. You have to provide your own. I have some extras lying around, but like, this is how he should have came boxed, like with the flight stand on his hover chair. I don't know why they didn't do it. Maybe the molding for his hover chair cost a lot. I don't know, but come on, like this was a figure that definitely needed a flight stand. Like of all the Target exclusive figures, Supergirl, yeah, she got one. It was good, but like, this is definitely a fig. Like, you include the contraption which gives him flight, and you don't give him a flight stand. It's just ridiculous. But this is how I'll be displaying him in the collection. But if you don't want to use a flight stand, you can take off his flight apparatus. I don't know what it's called, but it's very easy. Just pull it off the feet and then take it out of his hands. Like I said, it stays on there by the feet and the hands. It's very easy to remove. Kind of looks like a weird like octopus thing from this side. There is an attempt at paintwork in there. You can just barely make it out on the... Yeah, that's not shadow. That is an attempt at paintwork. And there is a little bit on the midsection there too. It's pretty lame, to be honest. Like, I know that they could, put more money into these figures, but they are store exclusives. They're kind of always designed to be repaints or reuses. But both of the figures actually use the same body mold, the Superman blue, red, and I think Classic Superman reused the arms as well, or was the first iteration of that figure. But anyway, since we've neglected him, here's Wildcat, and I am going to go ahead and grab my trusty brick background here. There you go. Just to give you a better idea of the actual colors of the figure, he is blue. I think that for a lot of people, Wildcat is more of a black bodysuit, but I don't particularly mind what they did here. He does have black boots which fade into the blue. It's hard to see the fade on the screen, but I'll give you the best look at that. So like, it kind of goes black here, and then it goes into the dark blue. And there is actually quite a nice amount of like I wouldn't call it dry brushing, but there's a decent amount of paint on the upper torso, midsection, both of his thighs, his shoulders, and he's even got paint on the wraps here. Let me turn the brightness down so you can see that. There you go. You can kind of see how the wraps are not all the same color. They're kind of yellowed. They're kind of dirty. Changing the light colors here. Just messing with my lighting. There we go. Back to white. Turning the brightness down. Why is it so dark? My setup is never this dark, I tell you. Now it's too bright. The sun. Good enough. The head sculpt is really the only new thing besides the forearm and hands. But I like the look of that head sculpt. He's got his, I think, blue eyes. I need to look at this up close. I honestly can't tell what his eye color is. It's very hard. It's either blue or brown. Maybe green. What is the card? The card art has kind of like a grayish blue color. But yeah, I like this head sculpt more than I like the card art. This kind of gives me like bulldog. This kind of gives me like angry Batman cat. And I kind of like this a little bit better. He also has the sides and the mask hanging down. This is a harder rubberized plastic, but you know, it does get out of the way for him looking down and shapes back into place. I do like the proportions on this head sculpt as well, although I feel like the nose looks a little weird. I do like it, and they also painted the insides of the ears. They are a black, I believe, same color as the boots down there, so that's cool. Get a closer look at the wraps here. The wrist peg is a reuse, I do know that, but that looks pretty good. And he even has the flush tone on his hands there. It is a little hard to make out, but it is a different color. There you go. It's easier to see it on this side, and I don't know why it's not focusing. There you go. Looks pretty good. I like it. Although there is a mold line on his, not his knuckles, but like that digit of his fingers. So be warned of that. The back of the figure has no paint. Well, except on the shoulders, but everywhere else there is no paint. The fade does continue for the boot, though, which is appreciated. I will show off the articulation on Orion, which we will get to now. But before I forget, let's do the head articulation. He can look up good, can look down good. He's got the pivot from side to side, and he's got the 360 there. Orion here, I'm not sure that this was the best body choice for Orion. I mean, it's not bad per se. It's just something about it looks off to me. Like I can't tell you exactly what it is. I think it's the neck and the head sculpts. But you know, he's got blue hands. I believe those are molded blue. They might be painted blue. It's sometimes hard to tell with Mcfarlane figures. Now that I'm looking at it, I think it's painted blue. Do the hands come off easy? Kinda. But yeah, this is, like I said, mostly reuse of that Electric Superman. That's what I'm trying to think of, Electric Superman figure. They didn't paint the blue collar around his neck or give him skin tone on it like the card art. It's a red neck. I wonder what the ball peg is underneath. I'm not going to take a look, but you know, he's got the line on his trunks, he's got the line on his boots there, and the only other paint on this figure is on the head sculpt, which I do like this head sculpt, but it is not representative of the card art. Again, it looks good. I like it. It's not my preferred Orion look, but you know, we got Orion in this line. I think that's enough for me, just having the figure in hand. I kind of want to like reuse this head for like an Avalanche Marvel Legends figure. I think Avalanche is his name, the blue guy with the Peacemaker looking helmet. But what color are his eyes? Brown? Black? I can't tell. But yeah, good looking figure. Not much to see. Both of these figures reuse the same body. There's practically no forward crunch. Backward crunch is immaculate. You know, you got plenty of range of movement in the arms here. You got, you know, that. You got some of this. You got some that on the upper. And then you got... Ooh, that did not want to move. Some of that. Ooh, I can get it a little bit more than that. Come on, I could get it more than that. Oh, well, I guess I can't. Pretty good on that. You already know what the wrists can do. They can do some Okay, they're swiveled in a weird way, but they can do some of that. You can twist it so it can do some of that. The chevrons do get in the way, which I wish they would have remolded that. I think Superman Blue has the chevrons. I honestly can't remember. The part reuse in this line is not what bothers me. It's the bad part reuse that does. Head sculpt wise, he can look down a good amount. He can look up a good amount. And then he's got pretty good pivot. I got no complaints with this head sculpt's articulation. Not my preferred Orion look, but, you know. I will say, though, I do have issues with the legs standing up properly. He kind of leans forward if he's in that position, so I do have to bend the legs at least once to get him in a more upright position. But then his crotch is, you know, like that just does not look natural. And then, you know, you bend him like this, and then he's looking down. And it's just, sometimes, like I said, I'm going to keep him in the chair on a flight stand, but that's Orion for you. And if I could get him to stand properly, I'd do a size comparison. Because, you know, no matter what I do, he just does not want to stand properly. Okay, now he stands properly. That's not too bad. But, you know, what I don't like about these figures, before I forget, the legs, they like, it's natural for the human body, but like in action figure form, you kind of want something more close to Marvel Legends, where they do have that particular design, but they don't look as odd as they do on Mcfarlane's. That's not to say that, you know, Marvel Legends is better in proportions, but they are. Anyway, let's go ahead and do some size comparisons. So, they both stand at just above 7 inches tall. Orion a little bit more with the top of his, I guess, ear helmet pieces at almost 7.5 inches. So yeah, he gets like a ½ inch more with that earpiece. It's crazy. It's crazy. Let me see. How do I want to... Do I want to do it this way? Nah, I'll do Wildcat and Orion. Like that. Alright. Good enough. Good enough. Lot of comparisons. Let's start off with Orion's father, which is Darkseid. Father, like son. Blue boots, blue gloves, blue trunks. Not much else in common. They both do have an angry face, though, which I do like. And I do want to show off Action Comics 1000 Atomic Skull Superman. He is tiny next to him. Like, talk about a scale creep in the line. If you want a better looking Superman for your Orion, the Task Force Superman has the right body for you. But if you want one that has more classic looking colors, I think nothing beats this. Again, I'm going to have Orion in his flight chair, but I thought I'd show off the two of them next to Orion. And then for Wildcat, I brought out every member of the JSA and some other classic looking figures. Since he's the one that takes up the most space, I'm going to bring him out first. We got Hawkman here. Looking good, looking good. We got Jay Garrick, Flash. If he could stand up, stand up, stand up. I hear you banging on that battle drum. Any Papa Roach fans in the house? I like his stuff from time to time. Come on, Jay. You're the Flash. You should be able to stand. Alright, you can just rest up against Hawkman's wing, since you're not cooperating. Former Target, or not former, the prior Target exclusive, we have Commander Steel, Citizen Steel. Actually, you know, these two could get like a group going. But there's Citizen Steel there, or Commander Steel, whatever you prefer. I think this is supposed to be Citizen Steel, though. And then I didn't get my Dr. Fate down from the shelf. He's kind of in a weird spot. He could fit on really any shelf because he's the Injustice 2 version, so not really sure what I want to do. But next up I have the Platinum Alan Scott. Looks good. And then some other kind of non-JSA, but also kind of JSA figures. I got the first appearance Batman here. He doesn't like to stand properly either. And we get the Platinum Collector's first appearance Superman. We get, I almost forgot this one. He has trouble standing too, but we got the Spectre. Yeah, I knew that would happen. I'm surprised he's standing, though. That is surprising. And I almost forgot. Where did I put the fig? Oh, there he is. I haven't opened him yet, but I got Mr. Terrific here. Not the Platinum, but the regular release. I preferred the red face. I just thought it looked more interesting. But yeah, there's all the members of the JSA I have, minus Wildcat, who I still have to take out of the box. But I like how that looks, and you know, good to add another member to the JSA lineup. You know what? I think I'm gonna cut the video here. You know what? Screw it. Just throw him in there. Why not? I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments down below if you know you're gonna get these two figures. Of the two, believe it or not, I actually recommend Wildcat. I just think he's a more interesting figure to look at. He doesn't have any accessories. You know, Orion has the chair, but the figure itself is pretty bland if you're going to display him as is. I would probably paint a skin tone on the neck and the blue collar. Wildcat as is, I think, is pretty good. You know, I like the card, but I don't really like the card art, you know. The paper it's printed on is good. That's what I can say. But don't forget to leave a like on the video, subscribe, and hit the bell. It all helps out the channel. And as always, peace.